Hello, everybody. Did you miss me? It seems like it's been a long time, and I don't want to even think about the last 2 weeks. I do not want to relive them, but it's time to have some fun and maybe actually get some cards out. We're going to make a reindeer card today by Gerda Steiner Designs. He's just so cute, and we can do lots of techniques with him, so that's what I picked. This is my favorite things, and I'm going to just use the snowflakes from that, but that is Scripty Holiday. And then Tim Holtz Stampers Anonymous has just some nice little sentiments that are real casual, which I felt went with the card better. And then the Lawn Fawn Circle Stack to make our faux ornament. And the My Favorite Things Dynamics, that's the set 2. It has the bigger outside one. Now we're going to use some Prismacolor pencils, and I'm not an expert in this whatsoever, but I wanted to tell you what I do know. And this is a waxy colored pencil, and you want to put down light layers. If you push too hard on it, you'll break the lead, and then you got to figure out how to get into this. There are actually YouTube videos on how to get in and empty this. I couldn't find the place where I could dump it out, and there's this little tiny notch on the side, and it's very tight when you first buy it. So I was getting frustrated, and I found videos on it. Anyway, you put on a real light layer. If you push too hard, too much wax builds up, and the paper can't grip it. Paper needs to have a little bit of tooth to it. This is Neenah paper. Neenah, it's not solar white. It's solar white, but it's not classic crest. Now, to smooth out the lines, I used the blender pencil. And as you can see, it just smooths things out pretty nice. You just want to go lightly over that, because I'll show you here in a minute. Once you go over it with the blender pencil, you're done. It's not going to take any more color. So don't do that until the very end. And I mean, I'm not a colorist. There are plenty of people that are. Sandy Allnock is excellent. Christina Werner, not me. So now I tried Bristol paper, and I thought, well, you know, it's popular. It's not quite as white. Mine isn't anyway. And it is smooth, but it really isn't the best for color pencil. I think just the Neenah Solar White or Gina K has an artist white paper that's really good. So here I'm going to take my pencil over it, again, my clear blender, and just smooth it out. And I'm just showing you kind of what the difference is from smooth and not smooth. And then there's the difference between the Neenah and the Bristol. Not really, you can't really tell, but that right there is no, 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 do not go over it again. You can also use Gamsol and Stump. So I'm just going to quickly scribble out for you a couple shades so that you can see how nicely Gamsol does blend together. I'm sure it does a better job than the pencil does, the blending pencil, but it's not nearly as messy. I don't have the dauber top, and that proved to be my undoing here in a couple of minutes. I managed to dump it all over my paper and that blotter below, and I was pretty thorough about it. I lost the whole bottle. I need a little thicker, a wider stump. I think that was part of the problem there, but as you see, it does brighten up things and it smooths out the color. So I really do like it, but you really need to be careful with it, and you need to use it in a ventilated area. Of course, the blending pencil is more portable as well. I don't have to be professional about it. So here are some reindeer that are already finished, and I'm going to go ahead and take the second to largest Lawn Fawn cutter, and my camera died and I had to resurrect it. So I cut out this, and I have already stamp the snowflakes. And I'm using holographic glitter from REINDEER. And I did not put the lid on that, but I didn't knock it over that time. So anyhow, I'm just kind of brushing off the excess. The thing about it is, you know, before you heat set it, you can, if you don't even like where the snowflakes are, you can move them around. So now I'm just going to heat set it. The thing about these holographic ones, they kind of just die back into the background. So they're just an element that when you turn your card, you can see it, but they don't scream at you. Now I'm going to be careful and dump back my glitter. And there's the package. So now I'm going to get out my Wink of Stella. And I love Wink of Stella. I think I'm going to try the tonic though. My Wink of Stella kind of puked on me later and made a big glob on one of my ornaments. That's not on the video, but I've loved Wink of Stella for so many years, it's hard to change. So I'm just putting a little bit of shimmer on my little guy and the ornaments and lights. And just kind of giving him a little life. And then I used the largest circle from the Lawn Fawn circle stack. And I'm just going to mount him on that, give it a little color. I'm still waiting for it to dry. And then I see a spot where I needed to add a little more shimmer. You really have to kind of turn it into the light. And now I'm using my REINDEER Multi-Medium Matte because taping a circle, I don't know, I wanted to make sure that all the edges laid down nicely. So I decided the best way to do it was to use the Multi-Medium Matte. And it gives you a little bit of fudge factor too if you don't have it laid down just perfectly. So that is what I went with. This stuff dries quickly. Oh, and I've got my EK Success tweezers that I love. But this stuff dries quickly, and if you smear it somehow, it doesn't show up on the paper once it's dry. So it's very forgiving. And I'm just going to set a block on that for a second and move on to my, it's not really my sentiment, but move on to a little label that I'm going to put on the bottom. This is the Merry Christmas from Tim Holtz's Crazy Talk. And then I always use, well, I try to always use my powder bag. Sometimes I do forget. And I've got my VersaMark ink, and I'm just going to take a couple practice runs because this stamp hadn't been used before. You want to kind of lubricate it. Now I'm just going to stamp it there real quick. Do any of you guys have your cards out? I feel really bad. I haven't got a single one out. It's just unreal. I work retail, which does not help. But that's not my only excuse. I always have big plans, and I always wind up kind of shaving those plans. Now I'm just taking an old paintbrush and getting off any powder that I feel is going to be in the way. Then I let my heat gun heat up for a couple seconds so the paper doesn't warp. And I like how the white just is so crisp and bright on the black. I'm sorry this is off camera. I really wasn't paying attention there. And I'm just marking the center. And I'm going to, if you look at the hole punch, if you flip it upside down, you can see your mark. And then you can just punch a hole right in the perfect spot. And now I'm doing a faux hanger. It's much easier to do it in 2 stages rather than try to tie a bow and all of that. So then I spend a while kind of fooling around with the layout. Now I'm just going to cut a little tail on the one end just by snipping up the center and then either side. And I'm just going to put the card together using some more multimedia matte because I'm not exactly sure where it's going to land. I know where I want to put it. Do you guys have your Christmas shopping done? That's another thing that I have good intentions, but I haven't gotten it done. When you work retail, you just don't want to go shopping. So I'm probably going to do a lot of internet. I think everybody's kind of going that way, and it's a shame. I do like brick and mortar stores. I just have to be in one 40 hours a week. In case you didn't know, I'm a kitchen designer for Lowe's. So that's another reason why I don't do a lot of real technical things, because I have to do it all day long. So you will always have easy peasy cards for me. Lots of bang for very little effort, because I like instant gratification. Now I'm just gonna center this panel on top. And this is from a scrapbook stack, a Christmas stack from Die Cuts with a View, but I cannot, it's out of date. A lot of my things are so old that they don't sell it anymore, but any kind of pattern paper would work. Now I'm just going to put my ornament on there and we will be good to go. Now we'll kind of plop that little twine bow on with some multimedia matte. That really, for me, works the best. And I'll just put my tweezers on there to hold it. So I can go on to the next step of decorating. Now I have diamond glaze, but there are lots of, you could use crystal accents, you could use the tonic crystal stuff. And I'm just going to give all the ornaments and his nose a little bit of dimension, a little bit of gloss, because they're supposed to be glass except for his nose. And I just wanted his nose to be shiny because Rudolph has a shiny nose. Probably would have been better for me to put some of that in a needle tip bottle, but I didn't. And this diamond glaze has got to be at least 10, maybe 15 years old, and it's still going. I don't use it much, but it didn't dry out. I like it. Now I'm getting out the Lawn Fawn, the Prismaglitter, and I'm just going to make a little bit of snow there. Once again, I have the multimedia matte. Had I been thinking, I probably would have done it before I put the panel on, just to kind of keep the mess down, but it worked out okay. I just shook out my coffee filter and dumped it in there. It is really, really, really pretty glitter. And now I'm going to just show you how, look at the shine on that cute little reindeer. I just love Gerda Steiner Designs, and I'm going to try some more of her things. I hope you enjoyed this video and that you'll come back and see me. Click like and subscribe. and tell a friend. All the products are listed below and over at my blog, The Darby Creek Diaries. Have a great day.